evening and welcome to round 9 of the HART Sapphire series. My name is Hannah Davies and I'm going to be taking you through the Bond University Bull Sharks versus the Northern Mendi Rays with Lee Drennan. Lee, how are you?
Very well, thank you, Hannah. Thank you so much for being here and for having me. It's fantastic. You hear me all right?
I can. It's a little bit echoey in here.
It is quite a small room.
Yeah, so we've got a cracking game today. That is 5 versus 8 on the ladder. The Bull Sharks really need this win if they want to keep contending for finals in the next few weeks. The Northern Mendi Rays have been improving every week by week. Lee, have you been paying attention to how they've been going?
I have. I certainly commentated both of these teams at Nissan Arena last week, and unfortunately they were both on the receiving end of losses. So very interested and intrigued to see who bounces back the best here in obviously this battle up in Townsville.
Completely. So that's the ladder there. Kruger's strongly on the top there. USQ Jets in second. They previously beat USC Thunder today 60-42. So the Jets are in a strong position in 2. USC Thunder and Bond Bull Sharks, who are playing tonight, are both in a position where either team could really make finals. So Bond lost last week 60-33, and so did the Mendi Rays against the Cougars, but they had a significant improvement from their last encounter, so I think it could go either way today.
Absolutely. The Mendi Rays actually won the first quarter. Keep an eye on the bonus point, the BP column there on your screens, and you can see that that is obviously points that are designated for winning quarters, and the Mendi Rays actually beat a Cougars side that hasn't lost too many quarters as well. So they were very impressive for the first quarter. Cougars then sort of flexed their muscle for the end of the game, and they were on the receiving end of a loss, but I thought they were very, very impressive. And then Bull Sharks probably almost the opposite story, where they started really strong, had some really strong performances earlier in the season, and then probably a little bit of almost like a shock loss, I guess, last year to a Tigers side that was much improved as well. Last week, sorry.
I don't think they were expecting that loss last week, so I'd say for both teams there'll be plenty of fire in the belly. Let's see if we can have a look at the team list for tonight.
We will. We will, so.
So that's the Mendi Rays there.
Hopefully, they were there. Now they're back.
Hopefully that'll reappear here. So in goal shooter, Alessandra Smith. Goal attack, Luca Bellerin. Wing attack, Eden Cassidy. Centre, Jordan Narimu. Wing defence, Estelle Makalutu. Goal defence, Courtney Elliott. Goalkeeper, Chloe Cooper. And of course our subs today will be Mackenzie Linton, Kimberly Burke, Rachel Campion, and the coach, Angela Cooper. So a pretty consistent Mendi Rays lineup for the last few weeks. This is a lineup that they've really been building on, and the combination is working really well at the moment. So they'll be facing up against the Bond University Bull Sharks. Let's see if we can take a look at that lineup for tonight.
Absolutely. Any players that you are... Oh, no, sorry, we're back. Let's get through this one first. And for the Bond University Bull Sharks, in goal shooter will be Mackenzie Jordan. Goal attack will be Tiani Fennell. Wing attack, Alana Schuster. At centre, we have Riley Burns. Wing defence is Ava Black. It is her birthday today as well, up in Townsville.
Oh, happy birthday, Ava. She's 18, right. I believe.
Exactly. Goal defence will be Emily Gilbert. Goalkeeper is Ashley Irvin. And on the bench we have Kristen Oxenford, who we can tell you something about, Ashley Keefe and Elsa Sandholt. And we are off and racing.
We certainly are. Sorry, we are experiencing a few technical difficulties here, so bear with us. But while this play gets underway, I'd just like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which this great game is taking place tonight, which is the... sorry, I'm actually unsure of who they are, but... we do pay respect to those elders, past, present and emerging, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people watching today. So we're underway here at Townsville. It'll be a Northern Mendi Rays throw-in.
We've seen a turnover there as well, Hannah. Early doors, I don't know what that was for.
Must have been a foot out of court.
It's gone both ways now.
And that's an incorrect throw in there.
I've seen it turned over twice.
So the Mendi Rays, Estelle Makalutu works it down to Narimu. So last week we saw the Mendi Rays come up against the Cougars. They had a cracking first quarter, actually taking it out 15-14, which was incredible from, 8th place.
They did have a pretty impressive goal shooter playing for them last week though as well.
Yeah, we should mention that probably.
Which is probably a key difference in the game. She was unbelievable.
Yeah, Peace Proskovia from the Sunshine Coast Lightning and the Super Netball was filling in for the side, so I'm sure that she's brought plenty of knowledge to the Mendi Rays this week.
So that my key highlight that I've just had to watch on replay multiple times this week was when she did the hop, skip, jump, throw into the post, rebound, get the ball back and score.
I know. Oh my gosh.
I feel like if you just show that as a highlight clip, then more people would sign up to netball during that week.
Surely. It probably means that you've listened to my screaming and delight when that happened.
Actually, you were commentating that game.
So I was commentating. I was pretty
amazed.
amazed.
I was emceeing. I could hear you from where I was.
Oh, that's how good she was.
Now, just one thing that I've noticed here, Hannah, I'm not convinced that Riley Burns has actually started at centre for Bond University. I would suggest that might actually be Kristen Oxenford.
Yeah, you're exactly right there. Good noticing, but yeah, that's not Riley Burns at all. That is Kristen Oxenford, and she is a veteran for the Bond University Bull Sharks. She actually retired from the team last season.
David Mills was all over this story last week in commentary. He loved it. About the retirement, fake retirement, back into playing.
We've had a few fake retirements, really.
Exactly. It seems to be a more common thing in netball. Than
kind of makes me want to retire just to get a party and then come straight back into it.
The only problem is, sort of at my level of sport, I don't think we call it retirement. No. I think we call it giving up. That's the only problem. So might retire from the commentary game, Hannah.
Yeah, that's more what I was thinking. So that's a Mizuno momentum shift there for Bond. So Tiani Fennell lines up. She's had a cracking season so far. Fires off to Mackenzie Jordan, who hits the back of the net. And there she goes. So
rebound though, all over that. Your own rebound, that's important.
So there's Luca Bellerin, another really strong goal attack for the Mendi Rays. She's been having an excellent last few weeks there.
I've always been impressed by the centre for the Mendi Rays as well. Jordan Nadamu, as David Mills tells me I have to pronounce it.
I love E3 that's how David Mills tells you that is, just in case it's
pretty
wrong.
Much like what I think in life. It's like just what would Millsy do. It's a tattoo that I'm considering getting, but I'm still considering it, which is probably a good thing.
That's probably a good thing indeed.
Still in the considering stage rather than locked on as an idea, and that's an exceptional pass.
So Fennell pulls that one in, and an obstruction against Courtney Elliott. Flicks off to Mackenzie Jordan.
Interesting watching the umpire there, Hannah. It was obstruction called and then pointed very specifically to her knee to almost show where the obstruction had actually taken place. Quite informative for the viewer.
There we go.
That's a turnover there.
Great intercept there from Luca Bellerin.
Do you think, Hannah, any similarities from a distance here watching on the screen? There actually looks to be some similarities in the clothing of both teams.
Yeah, I would
could you be blaming your intercept passes on that, do you think? It's probably clutching at straws a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. That's what we always say when I play netball. This is just Saturday league, so not the highest of levels. We just say, thought it was my teammate.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great cover.
I'm clutching for any excuse when I do something wrong, so I'm perfectly understanding of that.
I do have to think twice, though, every time I state who has the ball. It's the yellow sides on the uniforms there.
Exactly. So it's a long shot. She's got to drop there.
So we have had a change in shooter for the Mendi Rays already.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder with the names not on the back.
It certainly is. I'm all over their starting 7, but once they start making substitutions, I'm a little less confident.
Well, you've certainly picked it. You've seen the difference, so that's step 1. Pick that up.
So that, of course, is Alessandra Smith there. And there we go. That's Ava Black there in the wing defense position. It's her 18th birthday today. Very exciting. She told me a few weeks ago when we commentated together she was excited to celebrate in Townsville.
Yeah,
so
I bet. It's a heck of a place. Have you ever been to Townsville?
I used to live there when I was very young.
Oh, so you've definitely been there.
So I've definitely been there. But I can't say I explored it much. I think I was about 2.
Yeah,
so.
you're probably not going to sort of check out the celebration venues that are on offer when
No,
you're 2 years old, I guess.
not for my second birthday.
No, yep, that's very fair.
I think we had a picnic in the park, so maybe, like, just keeping it very low-key.
Yeah, they could be doing that as well.
And there's Alessandra Smith, a quick little mover. So the Mendi Rays have had a few different goal shooters in the last few weeks. So they kind of started the season with Rebecca Rounds, a holding shooter, but they found a lot more success out of a rotating, moving circle.
Do we know the story with Rebecca Rounds? She was on the bench last week, came on for a little bit. Was she injured or?
Last week I don't believe she was injured. She has come away from a pretty serious, I believe, knee injury. But last week, I mean, Peace Proscovia was on the sideline, so
pretty handy inclusion.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's pretty hard to get court time when you've got a player of that level hitting a court.
Most certainly.
So the Mendi Rays still sticking tightly, 5-7.
Yeah, it's been a really evenly fought first quarter, actually. Oh, jeez. Not sure that she was quite expecting that pass, and it results in a replay ball. Almost got a shock when the ball came towards her. I think it's nearly hit her in the head, actually, which is probably not what you're after.
Must have had the eyes down there.
Yeah.
Oh, good athleticism from Oxenford.
Why would she have retired? It's at the peak of her powers.
And she'll bring a lot of leadership into this developing side as well.
What about that?
Courtney Elliott, what a play there by the captain.
They've been quite big on that, haven't they? The sort of faked up to shoot and then popping it over, the pass over, and it was just read like a book on that occasion. By Courtney Elliott, as you said, that's very impressive.
And a good contest there from Black, but she'll get the call.
I love how she was trying to sell that she hadn't touched that at all, too, that it wasn't off her.
Oh, sorry, it's not a contact.
No.
So the Bond Bull Sharks lead 7-6, so a tight game so far here in Townsville.
Absolutely. Very good. There's some heavy contact and almost led into splits as well.
So Jordan finds her feet again. And really good patience from Oxenford there. Just knowing that Courtney Elliott was all over Fennell.
Shots unfortunately missed, so they're going to get the ball back again here, the Mendi Rays, and they'll be looking to tie it up at the other end. Although that will be a turnover as well. And Oxenford pounced all over that to get them started again.
A really nice split from Tiani Fennell. Moves back to get away from the tall hands of the Bull Sharks.
Need a little bit of a hit back here, don't they? Mendi
Absolutely.
Rays, they've been very good in this.
They certainly had. Here? They definitely have like a lot of moments of brilliance. It's just more about consistency for this team.
Nice
and what a shot from Alessandra Smith.
That was deep too, wasn't it? Deep in the circle.
So Riley Burns has entered the centre. They've taken Oxenford off.
Well, we spoke last week about the fact they're probably trying to get back into the game after plenty of weeks off. Maybe short, sharp spurts, so they're on the way to go. Very impressive, though.
Oh, and a beautiful follow-through from the Bull Sharks. And there's Burns just moving her player where she wants her to. Oh, and Courtney Elliott again. She's got hands over everything, but she couldn't pull that one in.
It's been impressive with Courtney Elliott in the last couple of minutes.
Certainly. She's another player that's really been growing round by round. It's a bit difficult for the Mendi Rays team. They have an extended squad, so they do have a few players coming in and out depending on the location.
Hannah, question I've got here. I don't
Go
know.
for
It's
it.
going to be hard with not knowing, like not having the vision. But in that last shot, so as Jordan was shooting, I think we had the other goal shooter that was sort of standing, almost trying to shepherd like a defender away from them. Shepherd, probably not a great piece of terminology in netball, but
I was
almost
going to
like
say that's a
block.
footy term.
Yeah, almost like block. Here you go. So where she is at the moment. What's the go? What's the theory there?
Well, I guess it's protecting yourself from the ball. The aim is to cause the contact from the other player.
Right.
I guess the theory is if you stand still, then
You're doing nothing.
well, yeah. So she's standing still, and of course her player there has to contact her to get the ball off first. So
With you.
the longer you stand still, the greater chance you've got at getting that ball close to you.
And do we still see that on the Saturday leagues at your level?
We do, probably less effectively.
Perfect.
I think anyone can hold, I think, is the thing, but not everyone can feed it in.
Yeah.
Because ideally you have to feed it as if there's no defender there, because the shooter should be able to hold and time it so that they just kind of pop off at the last millisecond.
With you. Timeout called here?
So we've just
No,
had
just a stern talking to, isn't it?
a caution to Ashley Irvin. A little bit shocked by that one.
She doesn't seem like the most sort of robust, chatty type of character towards the umpire.
I don't think it would have been anything said. I'd say it would have been repetitive contact.
Oh.
But perhaps I wasn't looking close enough at that. So we'll have to keep an eye out. So
What can happen if you get too many cautions? Like if you get cautioned and then you just
so you get
don't
a
make any
caution.
changes to yourself whatsoever.
You get sent off.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
It's probably not something we need.
No, definitely not. It's not as harsh as other codes. You don't like miss a week or anything. I know in a lot of men's sports, when you get a caution, you usually have to miss the next game. I don't believe there's anything like that. And honestly, in the history of netball, really, players are barely sent off. I mean, I've never seen it from my time watching.
Yep.
I think I've seen one actually
You
in
have
the
seen
Super.
one.
And I believe that when you when you get sent off, you're not allowed to replace them on court.
What? Really? So you just play with one less?
Yeah, I think it would have been a Giants game actually.
You've genuinely seen this in Super Netball?
I've genuinely seen this. I'm slipping. I can't think of the name. It's the goal defense for the Giants though. But yeah, she came off.
Like recently?
I think it would have been last year. It was a big
Oh,
controversy.
geez, yeah. Oh, okay.
I hope I'm remembering this right. If not, that's
Well, I'm going home
highly
to Google it,
embarrassing.
so I'll let you know.
But yeah, once you come off, you can't replace them for that quarter, I believe. So yeah, if you get cautioned, pretty much, just don't do it again.
Don't do it. Gotcha.
Don't mess with the umpires.
Yeah, I do not seem like people that you want to mess with, that's for sure.
So the Bond University Bull Sharks are really pushing away here. The Mendi Rays are going to have to do something to keep it within contest.
They need one of those Mizuno shift moments, don't they?
We really do. So Bella Rin, beautiful bounce pass there to Smith.
She's been impressive, Smith. Her shooting when she's got the opportunities. It's just probably been that there hasn't been as many opportunities as they would have liked so far in this first quarter.
Yeah, she's a very accurate shooter when she does get ball in hand.
See Riley Burns go down there. I think that she's back and
Straight back
moving.
up.
She's right. Oh, what about that? It was like going for a layup. Deep.
And that's the end of the first quarter here. So Mendi Rays trail behind the Bond University Bull Sharks 10-13. Lee, we've seen a pretty close contest so far. Would you expect close for the rest of the game, or do we think the Bull Sharks are going to take out the lead pretty soon?
No, I think we'll remind a tight tussle this one. I've been impressed with obviously the Mendi Rays having to replace their shooter, but Alessandra Smith, she's been quite impressive, and they just had a couple. They just couldn't get their hands on the ball for a couple of little periods there, which obviously cost them that 3-goal lead that we currently see. But I'd be very, very surprised if we see it blow out within the next quarter, that's for sure. Yeah,
absolutely. I think the Mendi Rays, once they settle into this, a couple of new players on the team there. You can see over there Chloe Cooper in the team gear. She's obviously injured, which is a huge shame. She's one of my favourite players to watch in this Mendi Rays side. A couple of other positional changes which we will endeavour to update you on. But
actually, in fact, if you are watching at the moment on Facebook
Oh, actually, unfortunately,
actually not watching on
it's the
Facebook,
career male match of the round.
That's
So,
right.
lack of communication.
That's poor research from me, sorry.
That's okay. Of course, speaking of career male, it is the career male match of the round. So, thank you so much for subscribing. There's plenty of content, not just the game though. Quest News do write-ups. There's a preview and of course a match report for these games done by Kara Sonta and the team at Quest. So make sure you get all over that info. I've actually written a match report in the past, so hopefully they're alright. I have for Quest.
How was it? Go well?
Yeah, I think it went well.
Good.
The game went well,
you know
so hopefully the report went well as well. We'll be back in a few moments' time.
Have you experienced the all-new Victory Bar and Grill at Brothers East Club? Our modern open-air bar and grill is the perfect place, whether you're making a date with family and friends or planning your next event. Open for dinner Wednesday and Thursday, and all day Friday to Sunday. Try for yourself the always evolving menu or the 21 drinks on tap. Join us and relax in the Victory Bar and Grill at Brothers Leagues Club.
Welcome back to round 9 of the HART Sapphire series. We're in for a cracking match tonight. Of course, the Northern Mendi Rays are taking on the Bond University Bull Sharks at Townsville Arena. It's been a thrilling game so far, a tight contest between 5th and 8th on the ladder. Mendi Rays, of course, hoping to get their first win, and the Bond University Bull Sharks still vying for finals contention.
Hannah, what about the atmosphere? This is unbelievable.
Yes, we can finally hear the atmosphere
we're
here.
actually pretty late to turn the music off there. It's a good song, in fairness.
Yeah, there's a huge crowd from Townsville. Always is when they come out to watch their Rays girls.
Well, they've got sort of like courtside seating down there as well that we can see the top of people's heads in our screen.
It's a pretty good gig, isn't it?
Yeah, wouldn't mind getting there, actually. It could be on my bucket list.
Courtside in Townsville.
That's right. Just trying to keep an eye out for any little changes that we might have seen. And
there has been
like a change.
Yeah, a goal shooter change for the Mendi Rays. Unfortunately, I'm unsure of yet who that is.
Yeah, we need someone to yell it out in the effects. And,
I believe that's Mackenzie Linton, actually, in the goal shooter position.
Well done. Well worked out.
Thank you. There's also wing attack change to the Mendi Rays, which is Rachel Campion.
Yeah, and who was wing attack in the first time? Eden Cassidy's gone to wing defence.
She sure has. So a few little changes for the Mendi Rays. I'm intrigued by the changes.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was anything particularly not working in the first quarter. So... and, you know, given this is a game that they really could have a crack at winning, I'm a little bit surprised at the changes.
Is there any sort of theory around fresh legs, rotation, keep them guessing, bit of unpredictability or anything like that? I mean, is that not a key part of our netball rotation system?
I wish I could answer this really well. I'm not a coach myself.
Yep.
As a sports journalist, I can only really say what I see, and as a player, which is I like to keep it pretty consistent.
Okay.
Fresh legs is good, but if you can have a team that's just fit enough to play the whole game, then ideally that's what you'll do. Ooh, that was a late contest there from Adamu.
Yeah, and I think she's given away. She's
yeah,
aside now.
There.
Yep.
But yeah, after the first quarter as well, look, I would have just left them to sit with it. Last week we saw them against the Cougars in their best match, and I believe that was their most consistent lineup there too.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, it could be managing injuries, it could be getting different players on the court, you know, for
well, I was going to say it's a great
purposes.
opportunity for those players that are entering the court, though, isn't
Absolutely.
it? Especially to come in so early in the game. I've always sort of thought that that would be quite key, I think, in sort of sinking your teeth into the contest straight away, rather than sitting there and going cold on the sideline.
Yeah. Sideline would definitely be the worst place to be.
No. What's the atmosphere, though?
Yeah, that's true. Atmosphere.
Well,
I was speaking to Riley Burns, not Riley Burns, sorry, Ava Black, and she was saying that they just that team is just so keen to get on that every time they're on the bench, they're just like rearing to get on court. Just
it could be like those real sort of annoying juniors that you coach. You know, it's just like bugging the coaches for.
That was probably me when I was a junior.
Yeah. When am I going on? That's still me now.
It still is. I was about to say, yeah. Not a fan of being
actually, to be fair, as I've got older, I find that I value the rest time so much more than when I was young and just
young and just wanted to run
for
the
value
60
for money.
minutes.
Just if I paid my fees, get me on for every minute of
Oh
every
my
game.
gosh, that's the thing. When you get older, you just want to get your fees. You know, you're like, you paid $300. I want to earn every cent.
Money, yeah, exactly. What a setup! Now we're sorted.
I think we're sorted now.
Oh no.
Tech Health doesn't have.
Oh dear. And we still see, so at the end of the first quarter, it was a 3-goal margin to the Bond Bullsharks, and it stayed consistent for the start of this second quarter as well, Hannah.
Yeah, so the Bond would have taken away the bonus points there, so the Mendi Rays will be gunning for this quarter. So Courtney Elliott moves the ball down to Campion, and Rin a bold feed into Linton.
Yeah, she's going to come over and take this shot at goal as well. And it's successful. Perfect. Ava Balak, that's a long pass in. It's gone astray, unfortunately. So the Mendi Rays will get the ball back again from their end of the court.
So Courtney Elliott moves the ball down to Cassidy. Those two have been doing an awesome job of moving the ball down for their team.
Ooh.
To just let the attacker
Oh, she's
settle.
going to call her for stepping.
Yeah, the crowd are not happy with that choice. Neither am I, really. I felt that was a contact.
Dear me. She was on the ground. Looked like she was writhing in pain. Got called for stepping. That is not going to help your night. Poor
Certainly won't.
Jordan Adamu there.
Tiani Fennell is saying, play on. As Courtney Elliott gets called. So here's the replay there.
Oh, how good. I don't know we have replays. Maybe we don't.
It was a replay. Potentially not.
We had a replay attempt, though, which is what counts. And the Mendi Rays will start with it from the centre again. And really need a chance to hit back if they can get this. Oh, you've got to stop saying that.
Commentator's curse.
That's bad. It's going to cost them too, I think.
Oh, a couple misses.
Yeah, I was going to say.
From Mackenzie Jordan. But
interesting shooting stats tonight, but then the thing that we see another talking to here, the umpire.
Yeah, that's a second caution that she's given to a goalkeeper. Both ends now.
Both ends she's looking up. It's good consistency.
It is.
Yeah.
I completely
Look
agree.
after it, both ends.
Both keepers.
What I was saying, the point that I was making there, Mackenzie Jordan's shooting stats, probably not her greatest game thus far, but then every single shot that she's missed, she's also got the rebound. So she's sort of like doubled her shots a goal.
Actually, I'd just like to make a correction there. I've been calling her Mackenzie Jordan, but Mackenzie Jordan's actually sitting on the sideline there.
Oh, perfect.
Two blonde tall shooters. I do apologise. It's the hair that's covering her name. I believe that is
Sandholt.
Sandholt or Ashley Keefe.
I feel like it's Sandholt based on my memory from last week.
We'll
But
make
that's
that
probably
the guess.
not great. That's actually not a great thing to go by, in fairness. She's done well there. They're going to get the ball back here. And this unnamed shooter that we're still trying to work out.
I'm just looking through my team photos, and she's not on this either. So I'm unsure where they've taken their shooter from, but
Has to be Sandholt, I'm sure. We're backing it in. And we see a timeout called here as well.
so a timeout to the Mendi Rays, who now trail by 6. So
It's a good couple of minutes. Well, just that last minute, really, for the Bond Bull Sharks, wasn't it?
yeah, they're really starting to take things away. Yep, it is Sandholt. We can see that in the screen
Come
now.
on. Yes, I'll take that as a little victory. I know you weren't keen to back me in there.
No, I wasn't. I'm hoping some understanding. You know, 2 tall goal shooters. I was a little confused. We had Mackenzie Jordan to start as well.
But Keith is actually on in the goal defence position too. Now that we've got this camera angle, you can actually see every person's name, which is fantastic. So Keith has come on in goal defence, I would assume.
Yes, goal defence there.
I think you can't see the position that well, actually. No, there we go. Correct.
So a lot of good work happening for the Bond Bull Sharks.
Love the netball coaching. The coaching side of things is very visual. There's a lot of demonstrations given in these timeouts and these quarter huddles. Very impressive. There's always, every coach is sort of right in to demonstrate exactly what they're after.
Yeah.
A lot of visual learners out there.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Visual learner. Got to appeal to everyone, you
Well,
know?
I think it's key because there's often so many times where, and so I'm obviously not a great netballer, but certainly in my football, when a coach comes over and just gives you like a verbal, this is what I want you to do, and I just get lost. I start seeing, like, my head starts spinning. I have no idea what you're talking
I'm the
about.
exact same, just tune out. I think it makes sense though. I mean, when you're an athlete, obviously, you know, it's hands-on, it's physical.
Yeah, exactly. It is
so it
very
makes sense,
kinesthetic, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes sense that you'd be a visual or a, as you say, kinesthetic learner.
The thing is, I think it's hard. It sets you up for failure too, because I'm never going to be brave enough to say to the coach, I actually don't know what you mean. So I just nod my head and go, yeah.
It would
That
probably
sounds
be
good.
more embarrassing, wouldn't it?
They
Saying you
would
don't
be
know what
like,
they mean.
what is wrong with this guy? We just had a conversation. He's not doing it at all.
So Bellerin puts it over to Ndamu.
And this was, who did we say this was?
That is Elsa Sandholt. Sorry, I'm completely wrong.
You've totally
Mackenzie Linton.
You have confused yourself now.
Oh,
haven't
this
you?
night.
Okay, well that is Jordan with the ball.
That
now.
is definitely Mackenzie Jordan.
At goal attack, I believe.
It certainly is, yes.
Okay, perfect. We're getting it together here. Standards really improving
Whew.
as the quarters go on. Imagine us by the fourth quarter, Hannah.
It's the Townsville air, I tell
killing
you.
We will be impressive. What do we see here? This is Eden Cassidy with the ball. It's a hard thing to, the ball moves so quickly sometimes. This is zings from hand to hand. By the time you finish saying someone's first and
It
last one,
certainly does. The
3
transition.
other people have touched it.
Yep. These transitions are just so fast.
Good luck to the umpire. That is a lottery trying to work out whose hand that came off.
So Bellerin. Great little play there from the Mendi Rays. And that's the connection that's just been building through the weeks, is those little player one-on-one passes.
They've got the centre pass to start here too, so really probably important time to go back-to-back here.
Oh, absolutely. If they can bring it to 16, that puts them in a really contendable position for the rest of the match.
I think they'll still have the ball here.
So that's a contact there from Emily Gilbert. An air ball from Bellerin.
It was, wasn't it?
Bit
But there was
unusual.
some contact observed there as well. Oh, no.
And a missed ball, so Irvin gets the rebound for her team. Oxenford back in at wing defence here.
Yeah, Burns is still on the field. She's about to receive the ball now. Still at centre.
So Ava Black, the birthday girl, has gone to the bench to sit it out for a little bit.
And Elsa Sandholt was the one now that we've
And that's
sorted
Keith.
that out.
So a lot of positional movement so far in this game. Both teams taking full advantage of the rolling subs.
Yeah, we've just seen, was that Keith that just came? You just saw
Certainly
it.
is.
Yeah, that's very well spotted. You've got that early.
So there we go. Bond Bull Sharks 22 to 15.
Really taking the sting out of this crowd. You can sense in how
Yeah.
affects Mike here.
It is a lot quieter in Townsville Arena right now.
This will be Mackenzie Linton, I think, that will get the shot here, though, to put them back heading the right direction. And gets
So-
the crowd involved again.
Oh, doesn't it? Nothing better than a Townsville crowd.
We have
love
made
their sport
that
up
comment
there.
a few times. Yeah, they are.
They, of course, would have been witness to State of Origin on Wednesday up in Townsville. Did you watch that, Lee?
Some of them would have been, and then they probably left at half time, I think.
Yeah, as did most of the
Queensland
viewers.
population. I did. I made myself sit through it too, because
Yeah.
you can't just enjoy the good times and,
No.
then jump off the bandwagon when they struggle. So
Oh.
it's been a pretty good last 12 years.
Last 12 years. Yeah, look, we'll see what game 2 brings.
You see the Mendi Rays go back-to-back here and cut that lead back to 6. I'd love to see it probably slightly less than that over the next 3 minutes, you would presume, Hannah.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll really want to stay close here heading into the second
Bond
half.
has been really impressive with feeding this ball into the circle, though, between, as you said, the tall blonde shooters, Sandholt and Jordan. They have really made them pay every time they've got down there.
So that was a nice easy pass there, getting the 2-on-1 after Irvin caught herself out of the circle. So Burns flicks over to Oxenford.
She's running hot though, Mackenzie Linton. She's just
isn't
starting
she?
to find some real vibe here. Don't know if you can describe your shooting as a vibe, but that's how I'm looking for
I
it.
believe that's what they call it.
Yeah,
these
that's I
days.
think it's really
what the
commonly.
kids are
It's
saying.
really commonly said.
So a
in all
great
netball
shot there
circles.
from Mackenzie Jordan.
It's quite a parochial crowd, because I'm just noticing, if you can listen to this, every time that the Mendi Rays score, great, huge cheers, and then as soon as Bond University score, that is genuine stone cold silence.
Dead silence. Yeah, look, it's pretty typical of a netball
we go.
crowd.
There we go.
Yeah, you'll never get booing. Well, you won't often get booing.
No, you don't get booing, do you? You
but
just
there's no
get
heckling.
really respectful silence.
Yeah, it's a respectful silence.
I think. It's not the best description.
We do keep it respectful in the
that's
crowds.
a great piece of work. Eden Cassidy, they're still going to have the ball though. Through Riley Burns. Ooh.
And Sandholt there wasn't quite ready for that ball either.
I've seen that a couple times tonight, actually. This
Maybe
is
just
lovely
dropping the
movement.
eyes while she transitions.
Back into the hands of Linton, who makes no mistake. She has been impressive in the second quarter.
Certainly has been. This is my first time watching her in the Mendi Rays, so I'm assuming it's her debut, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I definitely could be
made
wrong.
those assumptions before and been quite wrong. Oh, great use of the post there. Well, heck, we're going full replay screen. Sorry, everyone. We're back.
Oxenford moves it down to Keefe. Schuster's been a great help there on the wing.
I was going to say, she's been very nimble around that wing.
Yeah, she's a great agile little player.
Yeah.
Just kind of slots in when she's needed, but also just doesn't overwhelm the play.
Yeah, you're right. There's just like key moments that she gets involved in, and you sort of notice her sparingly, but always in a positive fashion. Always contributing positively to a play when needed. It's definitely opened up a little bit this game, I think, Hannah, it's fair to say. Like, you can see some of this end-to-end movement. And again to Linton.
So that's a transition that the Mendi Rays, you can hear that crowd again, are really nailing
into
out
it.
there.
And it's right on the stroke of half-time too.
So half-time at Townsville Stadium, of course. Bond University Bull Sharks lead 25 to the Mendi Rays 21. So Bond's taken out both sets of bonus points now. The Mendi Rays, I'm expecting them to have a bit more fight in them.
They're still in there, Hannah.
Yeah.
They're still in there. They led by, obviously, Bond University led by 3 at quarter time. They lead by 4 at half time. At one point, it was blown out to 7 in that second quarter. So it's really, really impressive to see that the Mendi Rays were able to grab some momentum back at the end of that quarter and lead us into half time, where the match is still very much in good shape to be a fierce and tight tussle.
Oh, absolutely. They've really shown that they can fight back when they're behind, which is an asset that any team needs. Definitely the most improved team of the competition, the Mendi Rays. So this matchup here with two developing sides, I'd say, is just turning to be cracking. So we'll be back very shortly after a few messages from our sponsors.
Did you know that majority of netballers aren't wearing the appropriate shoes on court? Running shoes or generic trainers don't provide the grip and support for the quick, dynamic movements needed in a game. It's time to make the swap with Mizuno.
Welcome back to Townsville Stadium. We're here for round 9 of the HART Sapphire series. We've got the Bond University Bull Sharks up against the Northern Mendi Rays. So far, it's been a really tight contest with the Bull Sharks only leading by 25. Lee, what are you enjoying so far about this game?
Oh, I've enjoyed plenty about this game, mainly, and I've probably harped on it too much, but mainly the influence of the crowd every time the Mendi Rays score a goal. That has really made me smile quite a bit. But what I really have enjoyed mostly there is that I think Bond University have played some outstanding netball and probably looked the better of the two sides for most of that first half. However, Mendi Rays, they just won't go away. They're sticking in there.
Yeah, look, they definitely just niggle away at the game. So I think in this quarter, the third quarter, they call it the championship quarter, Bond are really going to have to put their foot down and draw the lead out.
And also, I think that the Mendi Rays might have found something in Mackenzie Linton as well. As you said, first time we've seen her on this screen. But she has been very impressive, especially in the back half of that second quarter when she entered the court. So looking forward to seeing what eventuates from that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. Her combination with Bellerin has really been building just the whole combination of the Mendi Rays. Like, you can tell that their starting 7 has really just nestled into their places there. And the connections and transitions are just looking really slick.
Well, we must remember, it's interesting that you make that point, Hannah, because the Mendi Rays actually, they don't always train together. I mean, they've got a lot of Brisbane-based players, don't they? They've got some Townsville-based players as well, and probably people in other towns as well, girls in other towns too. So probably they are a little bit behind the 8 ball there in terms of being able to continually build partnerships and some sort of combinations on the court, which probably other Brisbane, Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast-based teams do get the opportunity to do week in, week out.
Yeah, I completely agree. A lot of sacrifice goes into that team. Bond, I was speaking to Ava Black a few weeks ago. They mostly Goldie girls, but a few Brisbane girls who do travel as well. So there's a lot of sacrifice that our Sapphire Series women make to play in the semi-professional league.
Absolutely, and we enjoy it a huge amount, and we most certainly hope that you are enjoying it at home as well, as we're about to get this second half back underway. I'm hearing some wolf mother in the background. It's just got everyone up and about, including, well, I'm not sure, that was Eden Cassidy, I think. It's at centre for the Mendi Rays.
Sure
she was playing air guitar there, so she's definitely enjoying it.
Yeah,
and
Estelle.
Still, holy.
Oh my goodness. It's good to see our players enjoying themselves out there on court.
Good.
Busting a move. I'm not sure if I'd recommend a career change to Cassidy.
Could be famous on TikTok though. It's a big thing at the moment.
It certainly could be.
Hannah, you'd be into that, wouldn't you? Surely.
TikTok?
TikTok trends and dances.
I don't really make them.
Just consume.
But I
Just
consume
waste 4
an
hours
unhealthy
of your day.
amount of
I
TikTok.
find myself watching them and
At
like I should
3
be
a.m. in
sleeping.
the morning.
I
Yeah.
should definitely be sleeping. And we're back underway here, so we can stop with the TikTok chat and get onto some netball. And that is Oxenford back at centre. I'm noticing straight away.
Oh, Courtney Elliott putting the pressure on early in this third quarter. So I called it and said that the Bond Bull Sharks would take it away here, but Mendi Rays might just prove me wrong.
No, that was an outstanding bit of work. Unfortunately, she was already over the sideline, I think. And it looks as if Eden Cassidy has actually gone to centre. I think Jordan Adamu is still out there, though, somewhere. Wing attack, I'm going to presume, out of our screen at the moment. Our assumptions have been good so far tonight.
Yeah, awesome.
So just keep them coming.
She'll use a wing attack. You're exactly right. Ava Black in wing defense. And Schuster in wing attack.
Okay. And as there's that dead silence after a Bond University shot, that means that it is successful.
Oh, goodness.
That's how we tell.
You got to love a loyal fan
Just
base.
just so impressive. Just one-eyed. There we go. There is Jordan Adamu there at wing attack.
I don't even think you can hear the bench cheering much when
No,
they
you
score
actually
it.
can't be. We'll see him here, though. There they are.
Yeah, there we go.
And that lead for Bond University stays at 4.
So they're doing a really good job so
The
far.
length of that pass, but it misses the mark, I think.
As I say that.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job, though. They're really just grinding it out, staying a little bit ahead. I guess, regardless of the score, if they can just win each quarter, get the bonus points, potentially, hopefully for them, get the win. I thought Ava Black was going to contest that one, but she did a really good job of moving out of the contest so she can stay in play. Oh, and a beautiful base drive there from Bella Wren.
Base drive, Hannah.
Yes.
Teaching me here.
Baseline.
What's base drive?
A drive along the baseline.
Really? Okay, so
Yeah.
that's pretty actually self-explanatory.
If you do want to watch,
Thought way too in-deep.
for viewers there, I'll include Lee in this as
Yeah,
well.
thank you.
If you do want to watch a shooter in the Super Netball, other than the shooters we've got right here, Bella Wren just did that perfectly, but Cara Conan from the Lightning is your go-to girl for baseline drives. She just kind of hovers around in that circle, and then is in an instant just cuts across.
Happy to
line.
engage. I will definitely be looking at that. Now, could you also explain, I'm sorry to go back-to-back with questions here. That ball was just turned over.
Oh, great hands there. Oh, Mackenzie Linton.
She's one of your favourite player, I think. That's a massive call.
How good was that? She looked a bit shocked at herself that she
She's
got
like,
that
what
too.
have I done? Oh, no.
Oh, and they can't sink it, but wow, what a defensive play there from the goal shooter.
I think the moment's gone for that other question, I'll be honest with you. It was so long ago now. This game just goes so quickly. Things just happen.
Does. And that's something I've noticed in the Mendi Rays, particularly is their offensive defense, if you will. You can see the replay there. A clean 3 feet. It just puts her hands up.
I thought we said replays weren't working, then we just send the best replay of all time.
We certainly do.
Jeez, we've undersold our production.
So that's another one.
It's hard to know. You actually don't know when Bond scores because you can't hear
Not
anything.
a single clap in
Well,
that
I mean, we
stadium.
probably should be watching the game, in fairness, but if you're looking somewhere else in the room for whatever reason. As we
Hopefully
see a
you're not
spill.
giving
No,
away
I'm not.
your
No, I'm locked on. I just saw
content.
that. That was a little Spielberg we've seen there.
Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg. Yeah, that's where you fall over. It's a really common expression. Again, Hannah, I'm surprised that you don't know that. You teach me the base drive, I'll just teach you these common expressions.
So, Lee, of course, you run the podcast, We Got the Chocolates.
I do.
I did have to ask you what that saying meant.
Yes.
Do share with the audience in
We
case.
Got the Chocolates,
Yes.
what that means. Yeah, it actually has nothing to do with confectionery items, so it's quite a misleading title.
I did think that you did run a podcast on chocolates
Well,
when I first heard this.
I'm sure that would actually probably be slightly more
A bit
successful.
confused about your hiring after hearing that.
Yeah, no, it was just because everyone was hungry, I think. Well, we do actually give our guests chocolates, so I guess that's kind of... But that was, again, because they came on thinking that the only reason that they were coming on was to get chocolate. So we sort of had to organise that. But actually, We Got the Chocolates as an expression in our sporting endeavours has always been used to say that you won. So if someone says, "Oh, what happened today? How'd you go?" Well, yeah, we got the chocolates. Everyone just universally knows that means we won.
You won.
We had a good day. Yeah. So feel free to start using that, Hannah, if you like.
I definitely think I will be.
Branding genius.
So, back to the on-screen action. The Mendi Rays are trailing by 5 here.
Ooh, it's turned over, though.
Yeah, Bond are doing a really solid job of just... They're winning each quarter only slightly, but that's all they need to do right now.
That's right. Now, we've had real issues with telling who that is, but I believe that was Elsa Sandholt.
It certainly was.
Got another goal and had broken this lead out to 6 goals now. So, starting to get into some danger territory for the Mendi Rays here. They need to stop quite badly, and that might get it here.
It was the right idea from Oxenford, but Sandholt wasn't quite ready for that one.
On the same page there, were they? You can see the communication between the two, but they have got an intercept straight away here as well.
There we go. Alana Schuster takes that one back. Oh, and look at the passing from Oxenford. She's such a playmaker in this team.
They haven't been afraid to go back to the sort of second, third either. We see another intercept.
Cassidy swoops in on that one. She's been one of my favourite players to watch for the Mendi Rays.
She's been fantastic.
The speed and fitness on that player. Look at her go now.
I really like when she goes to centre too. There's obviously nothing against any other player for the Mendi Rays that has played centre. Certainly Jordan Adama had been very impressive as well, but there's just something about her getting her hands on the ball a lot more of it.
I think it's just her athleticism and just her ability to go 100 across all areas of the court.
But she's someone that can really influence the game in a positive way.
So
there's a spill as well.
Spielberg.
Spielberg, thank you, Hannah. Yes, that's correct. What did he direct, Steven Spielberg? Jaws?
Yes.
Is he? I'm sure he did other movies as well.
We're going to get some upset Kareem Al fans asking that question.
Definitely Jaws.
Definitely Jaws.
Really?
We've just been told Jurassic Park and E.T.
Jurassic Park, E.T. There's so many, was the sentence. So obviously
well, look, all I can say is
very offended person already in this room.
You don't run a movie podcast. So.
No, or a chocolate podcast. We've established that. We haven't actually established what it does do, but that's quite okay.
So we're having a timeout here. I think that's a caution to, or a stern talking to, I should say, to Courtney Elliott there.
Okay. Gemma Maimai was one of the first people we had on the podcast, actually.
Was it?
The first guest.
She's a big name in Netty.
Exactly right.
That's very impressive.
Right.
What did you discuss with Gemma Maimai?
Oh, everything. Turns out she's like elite at making sheep sounds.
Oh my
that was
goodness.
the biggest thing I took out of the chat. She said lots of other stuff as well, but we asked if she had any special skills or talents, and she said, well, look, I've got one that's a little bit embarrassing. And we're like, oh, it's okay. Like, we're really supportive, and no one's ever going to hear this. Don't worry about it.
No one's ever going to hear this.
It's not a podcast that gets consumed by people. And so, genuinely, yeah, if you go back and listen to the Gemma Maimai episode, you at some stage can hear her say, this is my special talent. I make a really good sheep sound. And I was like, what? That's a weird talent, and I can't imagine it is that good of an impersonation. And it's genuinely like I thought we had a sheep in the room.
Wow.
It was impressive.
There you go. Gemma Maimai, she's multi-talented, star Firebirds player, and sheep noise enthusiast.
Yes, great as a farm animal as well.
Oh my
She's
goodness.
excellent to add to the resume.
That would be an awesome grab to take out of context.
Yeah, actually, I apologise, Gemma, sorry. I should reword that. She has actually commentated a few of these games as well.
She has. She's an excellent netballer.
Her sister, Lisa, plays for the Cougars.
She does.
Thank you.
My goodness.
So it's two other sisters that are elite touch players as well. So it's not a family that struggles with their sporting endeavours.
Oh, definitely not. Across the whole Sapphire series, though, there's a lot of sisters who either play together or against each other. Of course, there's the Bingham sisters who face up Wildcats and USC Thunder. Of course, there's the Child sisters who are continually mixed up. So it's one of those sports where like it really just runs in the family.
But it's interesting that so many siblings happy to play against. I couldn't imagine playing against my brother. We're the two most competitive people in like the backyard and stuff. But if we're playing actual sport, I would always want to be on the same team as him. I don't think I'd struggle to play against him because I always want him to do well. So, but
well,
yeah,
I think that's just how signing goes. I mean, Tara Hinchliffe is playing for obviously the Firebirds, and her sister Maddie recently signed on to Lightning, and that's, you know, the biggest rivalry in Queensland. So yeah, it's interesting. So Alessandra Smith has just returned to the goal shooter position for the Mendi Rays.
Yeah.
A nervous shot.
No, she's going to get a second attempt though, and another talking to. Time out. No, you're right, and I guess with netball as well, the positional aspect, you might just have to move for opportunity so many times. If there's the quality of talent that we've got across the board in this series, it means that there is going to be plenty of players moving from team to team just to get an opportunity to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of, you know, the sports across Australia that has one of the shortest team lists. I mean, only 10 get signed on as a contract player, and there's only 8 league teams. So if you compare that to AFL, I think there's 22 teams.
They can have, they've got like 18 teams.
18 teams, yeah. And, you know, up to, I think, 40 people in the list. Like
probably 16 teams, actually, to be fair. I should definitely check that.
No, it's definitely 18.
No, it is 18, yeah. It's 18 clubs, yeah.
I should know this by now.
18 clubs, and they have, yeah, exactly right. So that is, and they've got about 40 people on the list, I reckon.
So, you know, to make it a position in any team is honestly a huge achievement. So you can see why it's so competitive.
Here we go. Here's my favourite aspect. We're in for a timeout. I'm not sure who called that timeout, Hannah. Are you aware of that?
I'm going to say it was the Mendi Rays because...
You weren't watching the game, though, were you? You were looking elsewhere in the room. I agree with you, though. I think it was the Mendi Rays. Such is the passion that's going on in this speech. I think
Linda
that's
Peterson,
a key message.
Sorry. Got the coaching. And Linda Peterson is the coach of the Bond team. My apologies.
There's a definite passion going on here.
So, Lee, you've seen Alessandra Smith re-enter the court. Would you put her back on instead of Linton?
Well, not me personally. I mean, I don't profess to know a huge amount about coaching netball, that's for sure. But I was impressed by Linton. Very impressed.
Yeah, I was really impressed as well. They've got 3 really versatile shooters out there. I almost would have put Alessandra Smith into goal attack perhaps and kept Linton on. I think her height has been a great asset for the Mendi Rays. But, I mean, Bellarine has been so consistent this game. So, you know, it'd be hard to take her off too. But there's a lot of talent in this Mendi Rays side. So finding that starting 7 is certainly tough.
Yeah, that's right. And I quite like the fact that they've been happy to actually experiment a little bit and try and find out, you know, in terms of like from an overall season perspective, they're probably not going to be a team that is featuring at the very back end of the season. So as you sort of said, they can almost use it as a little bit of a development. Let's see what we've got here. Let's try some things and work out what our strongest suit is.
Completely agree. And while this second half of the season they're having a cracker season, I think next year is going to be even bigger for the Mendi Rays.
That's right, exactly. Elsa Sandholt extends this lead out to 7, which is the biggest that it has been in the match. It was also 7 at one other stage. The Mendi Rays were able to cut it back, so you'd love to think that from a contest perspective they might be able to do that again, Hannah. Absolutely.
We've seen them do it before, so why not now? It's their ball in hand. Courtney Elliott fires it over to Mokalutu.
Mokalutu, have we... No, she's been on. Yep. Sorry.
Yes, she's been wing defence for the game, but in past weeks she's played wing attack. It's probably where I prefer her.
I was going to say, I don't know if this is a poor comment, but I feel like I've seen more of her in previous weeks.
Slippery hands there from Riley Burns. She won't be too happy with that one.
This replay ball call really confuses me all the time. So
Tell me more.
Well, I feel like on that occasion she's genuinely just dropped it. Like just dropped the ball, like pass, dropped, picked it up again, and called replay ball sort of thing. I just struggle to see exactly. If I was umpiring, I would have no idea how to call it. Yeah,
it's one of those calls that's just completely discretionary. It is supposed to be you can't intentionally move it again, but I think when the replay advantages a team is when you'd have to call it. So even though she didn't intend to do that, I suppose theoretically you could unintentionally move the ball from one side to the other
Absolutely.
and argue that it was an accident.
Yeah, that's fair.
Of course, it did advantage them. So I think that's when you call it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if it was an accident and it didn't affect the passage of play, then there's no reason to call. So that's my interpretation of the rule anyway.
That's fair. What though, Alessandra Smith, she has got a nice shooting action, and by that I even mean there's something weirdly nicely aesthetic about just seeing the ball hit nothing but net.
Oh, completely agree.
It's
a good
so
technique is so good to watch.
Know what I mean? When it just doesn't hit around the rim at all, it's just straight in that net. And Alessandra Smith, she's been impressive, and the shots that she's had, they seem to do that. She's with the ball again here now, and hopefully we'll get on the end of this. I've got to stop doing that. That is turned over again.
So a good turnover from the Bull Sharks. They're maintaining a 5-goal lead here. So this quarter's been really close. I believe that we entered the third quarter
4 points down, the
4
Mendi Rays were.
points,
4
yeah.
goals down, I apologise. Terminology.
So the Bull Sharks are doing a really good job tonight of keeping those bonus points.
These back-to-back ones, though, when you get the centre pass on the back of scoring, they can really hurt, can't they? They can blow that scoreboard out quickly.
Oh, completely. And in addition to the scoring advantage you give yourself, it's also a huge momentum builder for the team. So that is exactly what you want, is that 3 in a row. So Mendi Rays really need to get this goal here.
Yeah. They've got 26 seconds to do it in, too.
So an obstruction there from Black. She looked a bit confused about that one.
Yep.
So Bellerin, there's a lot of handwork going there from Keefe, and it's proved successful. She's gotten her rebound there. On a big long ball from Fennell.
With this siren about to go.
Oh, a missed ball there from Fennell. A great attempt though. So Bond Bull Sharks lead by 7, 37-30.
Biggest lead of the match. We know that they were 4 goals ahead at half time, and at 3/4 time they've been able to extend it to 7. So they put on a bit of a clinic in that third quarter.
Yeah, they certainly did. I'm really impressed by the mid-court in this Bond lineup. I think a bit of an unsung hero for the game has been Alana Schuster. She's been doing a lot of groundwork there. Not as flashy as some of the other players, probably not as many intercepts, but her feeding work and defensive pressure throughout the game, I think, has made her a really big asset to the team. So, yeah, a lot of really good work coming from the Bond Bull Sharks. Of course, Ava Black on her 18th birthday will be hoping for the win so they can celebrate.
That's right. There's some serious changes of position going on here, by the way, as well, just as we're looking at the bench here. But no, you're right. It's a great point, and I'm always impressed to hear someone that actually knows a lot about netball to hear what they sort of think of those mid-court players, because I feel like often we just talk about the shooters and we go, oh, it's so easy to go, she's shooting really well, but you're exactly right. They get those opportunities to score on the back of some of that work that Schuster's been doing.
Oh, absolutely. And your middies kind of have to be switched on like the whole game. I think shooters can potentially have a couple missed shots and then reset, but when you're a mid-quarter, you just have to be switched on the whole time. Like, you can't rest ever, really. And you can see our girls, Eden Cassidy, I was speaking about it before, from the Mendi Rays, just goes and goes and goes. And, like, it pays off.
She's a little Energizer bunny, actually. She reminds you of that ad.
Completely. So I believe we'll be back in a few short moments after a message from our sponsor.
Did you know that majority of netballers aren't wearing the appropriate shoes on court? Running shoes or generic trainers don't provide the grip and support for the quick, dynamic movements needed in a game. It's time to make the swap with Mizuno.
Have you experienced the all-new Victory Bar and Grill at Brothers East Club? Our modern open-air bar and grill is the perfect place, whether you're making a date with family and friends or planning your next event. Open for dinner Wednesday and Thursday, and all day Friday to Sunday. Try for yourself the always evolving menu or the 21 drinks on tap. Join us and relax in the Victory Bar and Grill at Brothers Leagues Club.
So last quarter time, we're here, Bond Bull Sharks taking on the Mendi Rays. The Bull Sharks made a really nice lead in that third quarter there to bring it out to 7. So if they can keep charging and hold strong, there's no reason why they can't notch another win.
That's right. And let's just try and get our head around a couple of these changes that you've seen here. There's Oxenford back at centre for Bond, this is, obviously.
Yeah, Emily Gilbert there on wing defence and Ashley Keefe in goal defence. And, of course, the other Ashley Irvin there in goalkeeper. So it's Team Ashley there in the circle for Bond.
Okay. Oh, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
here.
a lot of hands. It was definitely obstruction from Irvin. And Bellerin does well to put that one in under a lot of pressure there.
There was some serious numbers around the contest there.
So that's a Mizuno momentum shift. Of course, all of our sponsors make this possible for us. So HART, my apologies, HART
okay.
Sport, Legassic, Mizuno, Mount Franklin, Parade, Bondi Vite and Strap It. And of course, the broadcast tonight, as always, is done by Double Take Sports. So we've got the same lineup in this
Fennell
attacking
goal attack. She's going to get this shot. Oh, that's an excellent bit of work. Who's that? A goal defence.
For the Mendi Rays?
Yeah, for the Mendi Rays.
Yeah, Courtney Elliott, the captain there.
That's right. That was impressive.
So Mokalutu.
Oh, no.
I believe
Umpires
that's been a
spotted something.
stepping call.
It was off. I thought it was off the ball, potentially.
Yeah, we've moved it up. Yeah, it must have been a contact because Courtney Elliott was out of play there. So Tiani Fennell does well to finish that off.
They've extended their lead again. And the Mendi Rays need a serious momentum shift and really a couple of goals together in quick succession. It's well kept in there.
Eden Cassidy, talk about
Go.
athleticism. I mean, to keep that in, it almost looked like she was going, did she go under her legs?
I think she did go back sort of through
I
the
mean,
little Meg through the legs. You're exactly right.
that was awesome there.
And so many times you see when a player does this.
Yeah,
that's not
it
through the
wasn't
legs,
quite
it's
through
by
the
side,
legs, but it was still pretty awesome.
Great replay. Ever since we've talked about those replays not working, they have been strong. But so many times you see players do that and it goes straight to the opposition. It was impressive that she actually had the presence of mind to get it somewhere near her player too.
Yeah, I can tell you every time I've pulled in a ball like that, it has never gone to my
never
teammate.
worked?
No.
Okay.
Another good one there from Sandholt. She's been working
That's a
really
Sandholt.
nicely with Tiani Fennell.
That's been a nice combination for Bond, hasn't it?
It certainly has been.
And here is Fennell now back a long way from goal, actually.
Oh, Eden Cassidy has just gone down. She's looking like she's in a lot of pain there, but
I think it might have just been heavy contact rather than any sort of soft tissue injury, I'm hoping. No, she's definitely limping, so cancel that.
she is limping. Hoping it's nothing too serious because she is putting a bit of weight on it.
Yeah, she's weight bearing a little bit.
But that's definitely an unfortunate injury at this point for the Mendi Rays, trailing by 9.
No, it was actually prior to her getting hit that she went down. So it was off the ball and with no one really around her. So that's slightly more concerning. Hopefully she's just sort of rolled an ankle or something of that nature. I mean, it's not a great sport for ankles.
Oh, it's certainly not. Rachel Campion has joined the team to go wing attack there for the Mendi Rays.
Jordan Adama will be back at centre.
Yes, absolutely.
Bond University really starting to find their mojo now. We've seen that turned over as well, kind of.
We certainly have. So Bond are doing really well to keep the momentum moving and extend their lead. They're out to 10 now 11.
Elsa Sandholt, she's been a presence every time the ball has got down there, that's for sure. Very, very tough night to defend her.
And there we go, a beautiful feed there from Schuster to Sandholt.
You've been impressed by Schuster the whole night, haven't you?
I have. That connection there in particular has just caused a timeout to the Mendi Rays. So they're trailing by 12 now.
It must have actually been Bond that called the timeout in the in the... Oh, there's some confusion going on here in the third quarter. You only had 1.5, aren't you?
Yeah. We did take a guess. We had a 50% chance, unfortunately.
And we got it wrong.
It's not gone our way. Like a few aspects of tonight.
That's right.
Of course, apologies to Mackenzie Jordan. We were raving at apologies to our Santol raving about Mackenzie Jordan.
Probably inflated. I mean, we were just doing the right thing by Mackenzie Jordan.
Of course.
Giving her some inflation. She has been impressive though when she's been on.
Yeah, so
just that she wasn't on when we were giving her a rap.
Yes. So Bond are looking pretty relaxed here. You know, they're 12 ahead, 10 minutes to go. They shouldn't be too worried. Irvin's having a bit of a boogie there.
Yeah, no, that's as relaxed as you get. I guess this is a moment, though, in sport where you want to continue to see your players as a coach. You want to continue to see your players really finish games with good habits and going into next week, obviously, feeling like you've definitely ended on a high now that they've sort of broken the back of the game, essentially, and should really win it from here. Yeah,
look, they did have a disappointing loss last week too. Were you in charge of that one?
I was, yeah. The Tigers. Yeah. The Tigers better. The Tigers played some outstanding netball, actually.
So talk me through, like, what was the Bull Shark side last week compared to this week?
Well, same personnel, to be fair. It was just that I think it was more a case of the Tigers being really impressive. And, you know, that some nights we were talking on commentary about the fact that probably the Tigers have been waiting for a game like that where things just sort of came together.
Click. Yep.
And they were just, once they got some momentum in every part of the game, they were pretty impressive at all stages.
Well, there we go. So good signs for the Tigers then. You're exactly right.
Timeouts worked there as well.
There we go. And that's a Mizuno momentum shift. So Bond worked the ball down. Tiani Fennell looks in.
They've been so impressive.
There we go. Sandholt again. She's been so strong under the post there.
That was quite impressive because she actually went to the front of the circle and held her defender in front of her so that the ball was then just lobbed over the back towards the goal. Got her closer into the goal in a great shooting position. Yeah,
absolutely. You can see it there. She's just holding as much space as she can, and like that's that hold that I kind of explained before, Lee.
Right, I'm glad I asked that question.
Yeah, she's giving herself all the space she wants so that her defender will just have to contact. And there she is again.
And Schuster again as well. Their combination. Yeah, one that you've been very happy with.
Really working tonight, isn't it?
They have been impressive, and ever since that three-quarter time break, Bond has just haven't put a foot wrong here in the final quarter.
Aside from a late brain snap there, all that good work, something had to happen.
Dear me.
So they'll have to work hard now defensively. An obstruction from Schuster there slows the game down a bit.
Absolutely. Just trying to get my head around some of this personnel in the mid-court here. Ndami was back to centre. Help me out.
That's Rachel Campion there in wing attack. Alessandra Smith in goal shooter.
Yep, she's still there, goal shooter. No, so it's pretty much all the same people. Just confused myself for no reason.
Well, we've wrapped our head around the uniform similarities, so that's step one.
Covered that early in the game. Mendi Reyes looking to go back-to-back from the centre pass. This is Rachel Campion.
That sure is feeding in to shooter Alessandra Smith. So they took off Mackenzie Linton.
It's hard though. Alessandra Smith has also been very impressive while she's been down there too, so it's hard to be too critical there.
Oh, absolutely. She's a bit of a pocket rocket. And look at the movement.
Shooting accuracy, the efficiency there is really impressive.
Speaking of shooting accuracy, Tiani Fennell.
Correct.
What a swish there.
They're both left-handed shooters, maybe something in that.
Possibly. Oh, look at that transition from the Mendi Reyes. So that passage of play was so smooth. The connections are just working. Particularly credit to Rachel Campion, who hasn't had as much court time tonight, but she's come on and worked really nicely with her teammates.
Absolutely. And they've done well here to cut it back to 9. Is that right? No, 11.
11.
Yep. It's good maths.
That's why we're podcasters and not mathematicians.
Real strong suit, the maths.
Another replay there.
Zinging around nicely here as well. Out and in, and I think.
Oh, great little connection there between Bella Wren and Smith.
She's absolutely right-handed too, Smith. So that theory is blown out of the water as well.
A lot of theories tonight,
Yeah,
not a lot of
impressive
success.
shooter though, nonetheless. And she's going to go back to back.
Oh.
Look at that.
Great work. She's even clapping herself.
Now it's 9. I'll just
It is.
the goal deficit.
Anticipation. So a lot of defensive pressure now from the Mendi Rays. Bond are looking a little flustered. Good tip there from Wren. So Ava Black works down to Schuster.
Good hands there. From
Fires
Fennell.
it into Fennel.
She's
Yeah,
stepping out.
a
Yeah,
definite
I reckon
step
I
there.
even picked that, actually.
She looked confident with it. Oh, Sandholt gives
Real hassling
Elliot
from Sandholt.
a huge hug there.
Oh, look at the dangerous pass. And turned over. It's great work from Ava Black, I think it was, that turnover.
Oh, and a beautiful
Jeez,
front
that was
space drive.
calm, wasn't it?
Oh, and what a finish there. They should be very happy with that one.
Well, they'll be happy with that because Mendi Rays had put 2 in a row on them before that, so it is that Mizuno momentum shift again. Well done to keep
I feel
that.
like, not sure what happened there.
Yeah, there was just a bit of confusion.
Oh, lovely swing ball over to Nadamu. Puts Oxenford out of play. Oh, and that was great patience there on that pass. A good rebound from Irvin.
Excellent. That's typically a very good part, very impressive part of her game, isn't it? Does not struggle with getting those rebounds once they become available.
Not at all.
Schuster forced to go back and then get the ball again. And again we see Sandholt just hold her space so well there. Just protect the drop zone.
So you can see Bond right now, their passing is really frequent. I think the stats team would be going a bit crazy right now. It's good though. It keeps, you know, the opposition moving. It keeps your team within reach. Unfortunately, a little slip up there.
Then it's a nice transition there
Oh,
to find
the speed on that.
That was just end to end.
Oh, just
Yeah,
can't
again,
finish
I
it off, unfortunately, but a great basis of work done.
It was such a nice passage of play, wasn't it? Oh, so is that. That pass was a traceable and very well plucked from Oxenford.
Oh, Schuster, the little faked draw out her defender, Mokalutu. And
I think Fennel's going to have the shot here.
a great shot there. So Bull Sharks 49 to 37 with the Mendi Rays.
Really opened them up in this
Yeah, they're having
final quarter.
a great last quarter. Both teams are having a great last quarter.
It's been really entertaining end-to-end play this last quarter, which is great. The standard certainly hasn't dropped at all.
Bella Wren a little hesitant, but she makes it work. So Riley Burns there.
Ooh, almost. Bella Wren nearly went back-to-back really positive contributions there. But Bond University will keep the ball through Schuster, who you've been so impressed with, and that has just been a play that we've seen so many times in this final quarter.
Yeah, Sandholt, it's definitely, I'm really hoping we'll see her more often in this Bond Bull Shark side. She's been awesome tonight.
Is she not someone we see as much of?
No, I haven't seen her as often. Looking at my team list earlier, and she's not actually on the
We've got a
starting
stepping call here too.
10 team list.
Okay.
So she may have been a late addition. Unsure on that one.
She's definitely been impressive, that's for sure.
Certainly. They've had a few injuries, the Bull Sharks. Maddie Ridley did her ACL
Yeah, that was really sad.
2 weeks ago, which was devastating for her season. I believe she was meant to be selected in the Queensland side. I did see that they released the teams, so
Is that the 19s side?
19s and 17s. So I can confirm that our fantastic middies, Ava Black and Riley Burns, were both selected onto that team. I don't believe anyone else playing on court was, but Maddie Ridley would have been if not for her ACL.
Yeah, absolutely. It's probably a good sign for Bond University, definitely to have players of that calibre that I was saying before. You don't really realise that how young some of these players are, such as
Yeah,
the quality.
Ava Black 18th birthday.
That's right, yeah.
Pretty crazy. But yeah, you're certainly right. If they can stick at the club for the next couple of years, I can absolutely see them as a premiership team.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's certainly not going to get any worse. They're going to continue to improve and become more confident as players as well, with so much time on their side. So, and really important parts of their side already. So to see them with another few games under their belt will be a force to be reckoned with, I think, the Bond University Bull Sharks.
So the Mendi Rays struggling to put this one
Get
away.
this shot to go, have they?
But there we go. Both players out, and Smith finishes that off for them. So just under a minute left to play. Mendi Rays will be hoping to get this within 10.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they deserve that too. For the first 3 quarters, it was such a close encounter, such a good battle.
Oh, a good shot there from Smith.
So I would probably, from a neutral viewer's perspective, I would love to see them keep it at that less than 10, because I think that's a fair testament to how they've gone.
Yeah, look, it's been a really good contest tonight.
Here.
We've seen moments of brilliance from both teams.
Exactly.
I think probably the only thing they're lacking, I would say, is just that level of consistency. But like, we speak about it every week. I mean, when you're not training with your team, when you don't have the same training opportunities as the other teams, it's, for what they have, they do brilliantly.
Yeah.
But Bond, you can tell they've really built from last week's rough loss against the Tigers, so a huge credit to them as well.
I think they would have stung a little bit last week, and they've definitely bounced back in emphatic fashion. And that's the thing, I don't think that you can question Bond's lead that they've been able to open in this game. It's just been, such has been their quality, I guess. And the lead is to 10.
Yeah, so our time is up. Ashley Irvin wants to get the Bond Bull Sharks another one in the dying seconds of the game.
They might do it.
Oh, that connection all night, though, to Sandholt.
That was clinical, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mackenzie Jordan has just come on as well in the goal attack position.
I'm not sure what's going on with our clock. Potentially they just want to continue playing this evening.
Play more.
Yeah,
why not? Play all night.
Absolutely.
Last man standing.
It's definitely reading 0 there, but just enjoying the spectacle so much.
And there we go. As you say it, so that wraps up our game tonight in Townsville Arena, round 9 of the HART Sapphire series. So we're almost at the end. 4 more rounds after this one.
4 more.
4.
And then finals.
Yeah, heading into finals. So this win right here, Bond Bull Sharks 53 against the Mendi Rays 41, puts them really nicely back on track to their finals contention. Lee, let's talk best on ground today from the Mendi Rays.
Okay.
For you.
Well, from the Mendi Rays, I know she was unfortunately injured in the final quarter there, but I thought that it was very hard to go past Eden Cassidy. And obviously best wishes and thoughts go out to her, because we definitely hope that she's not missing in action for future games. She's an integral part of making sure that the Northern Mendi Rays stay very competitive in their side. In terms of Bond University Bull Sharks, I think you've really sold me on Alana Schuster, and that is, I think it became so evident in that final quarter just what a key and pivotal role she was playing. That connection with Elsa Sandholt all night, so who was equally impressive.
Oh, I was about to say, yeah, can't forget Sandholt there.
Always very hard to pick a player of the matches. I'm lucky I'm not actually officially doing it.
Thank goodness for that. But yeah, a really great effort from both teams tonight. Yeah, both had probably disappointing loss for the Bond Bull Sharks last week, so they'll be really happy with that win tonight, securing their finals spot. Of course, tonight we'd like to thank our sponsors, HART Sport, Legasec, Mizuno, Mount Franklin, Parade, Bondi Bite and Strap It, and of course thank our broadcast team, Double Take Sports. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube for all the match replays at Sapphire Series Netball. This was, of course, the Courier Mail match of the round, so we thank you so much for subscribing to Courier Mail. Remember that it's not just the matches that you can get a hold of. We've got plenty of other content on Quest News, so make sure you look at all those match replays, reviews, previews, all the views. It's all happening.
Any views.
Any views. Lee, I hope you've enjoyed your time tonight here with me.
I most certainly have, Hannah. Thank you so much for having me. It has been fantastic. Great spectacle. I mean, you didn't play in the game, so I don't need to thank you that much, but certainly Your commentary.
It
and
feels like it sometimes.
Yeah, your insight into the game was fantastic.
Oh, thanks, Lee. Well, thank you very much, everyone. It's been great to have you here.